Hi everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. This is Color and Chat with Joanna, and I am Joanna. Hi! Anybody feel like doing a whip and chat? I may put on a cheeky deeky ring. I look a little funky without a ring on. I was gonna wear... Look, my poor fingers are so swollen. I don't know why. I got puffy hand syndrome or something. I don't know what's going on, but it's really bugging me. I don't know, take maybe a salt tablet or something. Anyway, whip and chat basically means get out whatever you're working on, and we're going to hang out for a little bit. I am working on, let me get the purple book. I gotta get a better book, man. This book is really... It's got glue on it, tape on it. I have used it for, I don't know. You know, it looks like it's been eaten by wild dogs. But I just realized, you know, I only started this. Titanian Oberon is coming, people. Just wait for me. I'll get there. Right now, though, I'm doing Think of Me. I put my stickers in here so I can kind of get, you know, I did strike this before 10:26, by the way. But anyway, she is by Mandy Manzano, and she is beautiful. I don't use these little stickers because they're smaller than the big round stickers I can put on my bottles. And, you know, y'all know I'm going like deaf, dumb, and blind by the minute. She's beautiful. I know she is sort of a Christine kind of girl. I can't wait. Because I have her sister, which is going to be, I'll tell you, she's going on the other side of the, I have two walls flanking my bedroom wall, and the other one is going to be Anastasia. Now, she's already framed and matted and on the wall. She looks like $1 million, but they both have that kind of yellowish color, so they almost look like they're sisters a little bit. So it will go very well with the gold and kind of pale yellow kind of theme I'm going with in my bedroom at the time. But who knows where they'll wind up. You know, every day's a new adventure, right? Okay, well, it is Tuesday. I've already had my drama for the week. Long-suffering husband. Poor. Please, just send a little hug out to poor long-suffering husband. He got... And I mean, could it happen any other time but Halloween weekend? The worst toothache. I mean, like, okay. Is there any such thing as a good toothache? I mean, really. You know? I don't know why that little square is in the middle there. Let's try to get rid of her. Okay. Got my little Harrod's bear. He's all ready. I think I have a little sleigh I'm going to put him in. Because, you know, I'm bypassing that whole... It's November, okay? We're heading into Christmas, and we're going in hard and fast, don't you know? Don't you know? It's going to be that kind of a holiday. I don't care. I'm ready to put it up early because it's really cold here today. And it makes it feel even better. I just... I mean, miserable, cold, rainy day, and I got my hubby home with me. He's not out running the streets trying to get in a car accident. He's heavily medicated. I could probably ask him for a Mercedes, and he'd say, sure, let's go get one. Not that he wouldn't if he were sober, too, because he's that guy. I am married to a very nice human being. Most of the time. I mean, you know, more than... Uh-oh. That's not going to look good. Hang on. We need, like... We need some 310 happening here. I got a whole bottle of it. I've been using my pill bottles for all my extras because there are so many extra. Look at all these. Look at how much. I know, it's ridiculous, right? Let's see if that's enough to fill up a bottle. Anyway, there's no such thing as like a mild toothache, but I mean, to see a grown man hanging off at the side of the bed, holding onto his head, hoping it won't explode or fall off, and to see them in pain, and you kind of have to think, well, yeah, right. Have you heard of childbirth? I don't think he has. But nevertheless, anyway, he was so, okay, let me put it to you this way. You guys will appreciate this. Talking to my dog people. Are there dog people out here today? Hello, dog people, if you're out there. Gotta send me some of your doggy Halloween costumes. We kind of opted out this year. We did not do anything because he wasn't feeling well, and it was really starting to kick in. By Sunday night, you know, I tell you, I threw him a Xanax and put him to bed. I mean, I had to knock him out. He was really, really hurting. And, you know, so Monday we called the dentist. You've all been through this before with the dentist, right? Everybody has to go to the dentist because nobody ever gets a toothache during the week. It's always on the weekends. I call this lady and I'm like, hi, my poor husband is crying like a girl. Can I get him in today? He's really in trouble. It's an emergency. Yeah, he's okay. Come on in. You know, thank God, you know, we have been, we've had a patient relationship with them for a long time. Anyway, now that morning, you know, I'm drugging him up with everything I've got. You know, I mean, I'm scraping the drug cabinet thinking, what did I have? I really don't have a lot on hand, you know. I don't really keep a lot of pills around. But when you're in the wedding industry, it's almost a prerequisite that you always have a Xanax nearby. Because you never know when a bride or a bridesmaid or a father of the bride or a mother of the bride, somebody's going to have a meltdown. The nerves always run high. Anyway, so, you know, I drug him up in the morning so he doesn't, you know, he's tolerating it, but not very well. 2:00 rolls around. I was like, babe, we gotta go. We gotta go to the doctor. No, I think I'm feeling better now. I don't really need to go to the dentist. Have you ever had a dog that you had to take to the vet and they got in the car and they knew they were going to the vet and you had to drag them out of the car by the leash and they were like, no, I'm not going in. I'm not going in. And I mean, fight with the door, you know, and people are watching you laughing because you can't get your dog in the waiting room door because he knows something awful is going to happen. You know, not all dogs have vet anxiety, but boy, I tell you what, my husband was the dog at the vet. He had the worst dental anxiety you ever saw. He was like trying to drag one of those dogs into the, like, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. I'm like, you're going to be okay, honey. They're going to give you medicine and they're going to give you antibiotics. They're not going to do anything today. Which just goes to show you, because he's got those old Nordic German teeth, you know, that he's never, I don't know, he doesn't have bad dental habits, but he has had issues with his teeth. And when he was younger, like me, he lived in Africa. And now, it's really funny. Our lives are so intact with each other. Like, we both lived in Africa. We were so meant to be, but we were in different parts of Africa. I was working on a farm in Uganda, um, giving vaccinations to children. And I know. Was I a nurse? No. Did I have qualifications? No. But we had a way to get vaccinations, and we were getting them to these kids. And John's father was the vice president of one of the largest banks in the world, and they sent him to Liberia. So here we were. We'd never heard of each other yet. We didn't know each other. This is how kismet works sometimes. He was this rich child of a major banker living in Liberia. They had people. We were teaching people, and we were missionaries, you know. We just wanted to blend into the environment and help any way that we could. He had people, like, living in the house, like house people, just who did things. They had to have they had a massive swimming pool, almost Olympian size, that they had to have altered because the pool was 20 feet deep. And John's mother did not want her children swimming in a pool that was 20 feet deep, so they had to have it taken down to like 10 feet. I know. Whoa, rich people problems, right? Right? Anyway, so the thing about Africa is they did not have fluoride in their water. And a lot of people had a lot of dental issues back then in the day because there was no fluoride in the water. And so, anyway, poor Long Suffering is now on my couch. He is man on sofa, MOS, man on sofa, higher than Cooter Brown. He is stoned out of his mind and happy and watching, what's his name, that guy? Kramer the Stock Guy. He loves to play stock jockey, and he's watching Kramer the Stock Guy and trying to figure out what's going to happen in the future. Everybody, really, these guys think they have a crystal ball in their head, like they know everything that's about to happen. Anyway, he got through the crisis, and I'm very happy because he really is the anchor and the glue that holds his family together. When God knows I'm on some kind of crazy mission to tear my house apart and bring in the holiday joy. The holiday joy is actually a construction project. It really is. I am not through yet. Not there yet with the room. I'm working on it. But I just kind of had to put everything aside in a corner and try to get it out of the way for now until I get him back on his feet. He did get up today, and he went to the store and bought cereal and bought dog food because, you know, we can't not have dog food in this house. These dogs will go insane. They will revolt against us. And we can't have that. Right, George? George says hello, by the way. So, Halloween was kind of like, you know, not a big deal. Not a lot of trick-or-treaters out. Since John was not feeling well, I had to go out for the late night run with George and Fee. I was that lady. I just said, oh, screw it. Put my bathrobe on. Walked outside. It was so eerie, dead quiet. I was like, oh God, I feel like I'm in a movie right now. I'm getting the hell back in the house. I don't know about you guys. I was like, you have exactly 2 minutes to do what you have to do, dogs. We are not hanging out here. And they were loving it because it was like a cool evening. It wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold. I think it was like about 70 maybe. Wind had finally died down. Man, we had wind this week. I mean, I know you guys have had way, way worse weather than us. But, oh my God, the wind, it was like Dorothy wind. I was like, what is blowing around out there? And we even had a couple of trucks that, took a nosedive. Which, by the way, I don't think you're supposed to be driving those things in that kind of weather. But, try to tell a truck driver when to and not to drive. Right? Just try it. I dare you. It's like, yeah, you're talking to the deaf. And you're probably picking a fight and you don't even know it. Oh, I love little squares. They never quite... If one gets crooked, they all get crooked. I don't worry about it, though. I mean, what I have learned about doing squares is that it doesn't matter if they all line up perfectly. It doesn't matter, like, if you have a little crooky one like this, or once you get it up on the wall, you don't see it. You really don't. The only time that you're really going to have any kind of problem with a square being crooked or noticeable is if they're all white. Like if you're doing one of those white snowy backgrounds. Oh man, you got to get your ducks in a row for that. But I've learned not to over worry about it, not to make it perfect. And I just think that just feeds the whole OCD thing. And I just keep moving along with it. I cannot wait till you guys see the frame that I got for this. Matter of fact, I might be able to show it to you. Hold on. I don't have my phone in front of me. But I'll have to get it. I'll get it in a minute. It's I am not yard sailing this frame. This frame, because this is such an odd dimension, it is like, it's 21.7 by 39 even inches. So I was like, well, I don't want to have to do a ribbon mat on it. And because I really want mostly the gold, to be, it's all about her gown. It really is. It's a big yellow gold, beautiful, buttery color of a gown. And I don't want anything interfering with that. So I decided this time, now, a lot of times I will go to Goodwill. I will go to Goodwill and buy frames, and I get great deals on them, But on something her size, Oh, the mask, though. The mask, the Josephine Wall mask, the frame I got for her fits perfectly. Because I measured it out. It weighs a ton. I don't know. I may have to put it on. It will be like the mask and Notre Dame will be, my two beautiful living room pieces. And then in the entryway in the hall, I have, after the holiday. Everything's shifted right now because of the holiday, but I will put my urns in my beautiful glass. Did I ever show you guys the glass tribute that was done for me for my dogs? I had 2 amazing service dogs, and we were everywhere. We were on Good Morning America. We were on the front cover of the Danbury News, and that's a big deal in Connecticut. And when we lived in Sandy Hook, because they were dogs that went to church, and it freaked people out. They were like, "Oh my God, these people are bringing the dogs to church." And the reason we did that was because a lot of children in Sandy Hook suffer from autism. Now, some people say it's because of the power lines, and some people say it's because of the water. I don't know enough about that. I'm not a doctor. I don't know these things. I don't know. I don't know. But I do know that there is a very high accounting of autism in New England, especially in Connecticut. And a lot of people could not attend church because they had children with special needs and they didn't know what to do. You know, you can't just leave them at home. You can't leave them with a sitter. These children have special needs. Your life is, oh man, your life is really, you're under some serious business if you have young children and they have special needs. It's really, it's a hardship. So, big mouth me. I belonged to a interdenominational church at the time when I was in Sandy Hook, and the church, they were like, "We don't care where you come from. Everybody's welcome. Catholic, Jewish, whatever you want to be. We're just hanging out, and we're doing our thing." And they had a child care program, which they called Bible study, but it was really child care. Because, can't have your kid in church screaming and carrying on. Even though we did when we were little. Well, when we were little, we always got lollipops or suckers or something. And that's where the candy cane thing came from. The candy cane thing happened because children were always carrying on in church. And you can't ask a child to sit still for an hour and be quiet. What's wrong with you? What kind of mother are you? So they would give them the candy canes. They would suck on the candy canes and they wouldn't, they'd be busy. Keep their little mouth busy. Anyway. So, forgive me, my throat is raw today. My husband and I love to watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. We love Larry David. Everything about our life is Curb Your Enthusiasm. We're Larry David. I can literally have an event happen in my life, and then it would show up on Sunday night on Larry David on HBO, and we'd laugh our heads off. It was like somebody is in here copying my situations that I get into. And so my husband used to always say, every time there's a meeting, every time there's a conference, you got to open your big mouth and start with the whole Larry David thing with your empty gestures. And they are. They're just suggestions, if I put them in a box, nobody would read them. So I suggested, why don't we have, since, I'm in touch with my neighborhood. Okay, I get all my gossip at the grocery store, which, by the way, if you live in Sandy Hook, you can find out everything at the deli line at the grocery store. It was like the Hot Topic neighborhood. Anyway, And I would go to the grocery store 2 or 3 times a week just to get, it was like a little social thing for me. I'd just go hang around, walk the aisles and lollygag and, come home with like 3 items. And my husband was like, "You've been gone an hour and a half." I said, "Yeah, but let me tell you what happened. That couple?" And I was like, "Oh my God." So, anyway, um, I felt like, I mean, we're a small neighborhood, we're not a big town, even though we have the most horrible reputation and heritage that we have to live with for the rest of our lives, but really, Sandy Hook was such a beautiful, safe place to live. Our number one crime was bicycle theft. Can you believe that? Bicycle theft. Yeah. So, we would joke about, so who tried to rip off a bike this week, Anyway, this one woman was like, "Oh, I would love to come to your church." I wasn't really recruiting, but I did invite her because she looked like she hadn't brushed her hair in a week. You know that look. I haven't, had time to shit shower or shave in a week. And, I'm here, but I'm not 100%. And I knew she was just feeling it, something was hitting her hard. And don't be judgy. Don't be judgy. You don't know where you are versus where somebody else is. But, anyway, she said, my son is autistic and my daughter has, severe learning disabilities. So I would love to come to church. I would love to, but I don't know, what do I do with my children, So we're having a little family company meeting at the church. And I was like, "I have a problem." And everybody's like, "Oh no, girl's got a problem." I was like, "Well, we have an entire community of people that we are not reaching because their children are special needs and we need to get them. They can't, to them, just to take an hour and a half off on a Sunday and sleep in a pew would be a favor." And that got the whole thing started. And the pastor was so funny. He actually looked, spoke, walked, talked, everything like Austin Powers. He was real Yorkie. It was real funny. And he was like, you know, darling, that is not a half bad idea. Why can't we just get some people? We've got nurses and people who work here who are in the field, and they could be, child care people. And, well, let's just do this. So the next thing you know, we did. Just did it. No act of Congress, no nonsense, And then, of course, with every idea comes complications. But we had the parents sign a waiver. And I said, what would be really fun? My dogs really respond. And they did. I think it's just a gift. I really don't believe to this day. I taught them basic service animal traits, but I did not teach them to work with autistic children. They had it in them. I was just holding the leash. They already had the gift. And they were very, very patient with children and very quiet and loving and kind. They would just stand there and wait for the children to come to them. And children, and animals, you always feel like your guard is up. But they did great. And the parents were amazing. Anyway, one thing did happen that probably, I will never, never be anything but grateful for. There was a woman who had a daughter, and the daughter was nonverbal, and we made a video one day. It was getting close to the Christmas holiday, so we wanted to make a video for the parents. You know, we always tried to come up with a little project, a little treat, something that they, you know, here's what your children did while you were, you know, in service, and all of that. And so now this is back in the day when you had to make a movie, and you had to put it on a CD, and you had to make a little cover for the CD, and you had to say who the CD was from and everything. And so what we did was, long-suffering husband, being the genius he is, he did this. It was so beautiful. He put it all to music, and he gave one to each one of the parents when they came in. You know, we had done it over a couple of weekends, and we did it all to music in the background, but we also let their, you know, their voices happen too, because we wanted to see them interacting with the dogs. This is where the Danbury News got involved. They were like freaking out. Anyway, I get a letter from this woman, and it's a beautiful, beautiful card on embossed paper. Yeah, they have money. Don't kid yourself. There's some people in Sandy Hook with money, which does not discount any of the pain or trauma that our little town has been through. But you could tell she had her own stationery. I mean, I think, really, if you guys ever want to really treat yourself, get some stationery made with your name on it. It will. Hi, George. George just heard a butterfly fart or something. Anyway, it will just change your life. You know, I love this little embossing thing that I got to make my own stationery. Anyway, she wrote it on this beautiful paper. My child has been nonverbal her whole life. And on your video, we have, I'm sorry, I'm going to crack when I say this. We have video of her singing and talking to Lucy, my dog. And I went, okay, well, you know, the children do that. They do talk to the dogs. They'll have like full-on conversations with them. She said no, but she's not been verbal since birth because of your dogs. I know that. Hold on. Because of your dogs, I know the sound of my daughter's voice. Who doesn't know the sound of their child's voice? It was so beautiful. Anyway. I will never be able to tell that story and not cry, ever. And, I didn't know, you know, I mean, I felt so bad, but at the same time, I felt so good because, you know, a dog did that for her. And, so it was now possible. And she brought it to her doctor, and the doctor was like, we're getting her in some speech therapy right now. This is no longer an impossibility. Because he basically told her, she's not verbal. She will never be verbal. And we had a moment. Anyway, so, yeah. So Lucy and Gandalf were very, very special. They were, now, George and Fiona are not at the grade level that Lucy and Gandalf were. They're therapy dogs, and they are trained, they are certified. But to be trained as a service dog is a lot more complicated and a lot more detailed. The test is brutal. You know, you really have to put in your hours, and I feel like I did, but it was all played for us, you know, because we just really, what number is, I can't even see that dumb little symbol, I swear. Anyway, and I lost my list. You guys are thinking, oh my God, she's a mess tonight. Anyway, so that happened. And you know what? I don't care if you believe in miracles or not. That's not my problem, but I think one happened. I really do. And it happened when we didn't even know it. You know, we were just, what the hell? I got problems today, people. You know, when you don't diamond paint for like a week or a couple of days, and you got to get your mojo back. Anyway, I miss Sandy Hook so much because of those people and because the way they welcomed us, and they said, sure, bring your 300-pound dogs into our church. Go ahead. We trust you. We know you're doing the right thing. We believe in you. Go ahead. Go right ahead. And it was a beautiful moment. And, I mean, and believe me, I mean, I was like all in. Okay? I mean, all in. And then after the class, when church let out, we would always just hang around the lobby for a little bit, and you would see all of the children and the adults and everybody just lollygag and hang around the dogs. But I will send you a picture. I'm a little funny about that. I really don't send or post a lot of pictures of my dogs going to hospitals and visiting people, or going to hospice, or anything like that, because I feel like, forgive me, here goes my nose again. I'm running like a river. Princess Running Water nose. You know, I feel like I want the experience to be with them, and it's an act of comfort. It's not an act of vanity. If you guys think I do this for vanity, you don't know me too well, but you'll get to know me when I, you know, when I tell people, get that camera out of my face right now. I mean, I'm kind of like, you know, a little protective about that relationship, because people aren't feeling well. They're at their absolute worst, and they're not there for a photo shoot. You know what I mean? They're there trying not to die. And so it's kind of a thing. Hi, honey.
Hi.
What are you doing? I'm talking about empty gestures. Long-suffering husband says hello. He's able to talk now. He's in his happy place. He's got his medication, and he's waddling around the house.
Still suffering.
He says he's still suffering. You are not suffering. You big baby. You are not suffering. Anyway, I'm going to let you go because I have gone super long, and I know I usually try to keep these chats kind of small and chitty-chatty, but I kind of wanted to go deep today because it's you know, just when the memory comes up, you have to honor it and talk about it. And oh, how'd I do that? Get in there, you dummy. Because if you don't honor it and pay tribute to it, then, you know, it goes flat. and it just passes you by. So take time when you get one of those moments and remember it and talk about it. Okay? All right. I am out of here. I don't know how much more I'm going to get done tonight. I wanted to get this square and this square. It's looking iffy. You know, my little 2 or 3 square a day diet situation. Um, well, let's put it this way. We all we all make empty gestures, don't we? Until then, I love you. You're important. Shine on. I'll talk to you soon. See you in my next one. See you in the next video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you know where I'm at. And leave a comment for poor, long-suffering, pitiful husband. His antibiotics are kicking in, thank God. I think he'll be feeling better in a day or two. But, oh, we're going to have to get on that thing. I got a feeling there's a dentist that's going to be taking a cruise on my bank, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I love you guys. Take care. Shine on. You're important. You know I love you. And I'll see you soon. Bye.